I'm Jack and welcome to Media Pool. After my respective teams and I produced 2 videos with the aim of promoting and revamping the brand identity of 2 very different companies, I endeavoured to identify and critically analyse both the successes of our production pieces as well as their room for improvement and the overall functionality of the groups I was a part of. During creation, our aim was to conquer and stay as true as feasibly possible to the client briefs we were provided with. In addition to this, I felt it was particularly important to conform to a plethora of viral media conventions we've been introduced to across the course of the module to allow us to the greatest possible opportunity of diverse and active user engagement. As this video essay progresses, I will compare, contrast and apply theory where necessary and relevant to our videos, reflecting on Berger's steps framework, Granovetter's strong and weak ties, as well as Katzenbach, Smith's and Tucker's concepts surrounding team development. With regards to our video's analytics, I will also refer to Neon and Helmsley's video lifecycle model, aiding me in identifying the patterns of our videos and which they follow in relation to audience response, not just from YouTube but from also social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. During the time available, the video which generated the greatest user engagement was media culture. In relation to Berger's steps framework, I find this unsurprising, as the video's most prominent characteristics was practical value. Therefore, Colu is a contemporary platform offering the use of a digital currency to encourage us keeping local businesses afloat, provides a simple basis of getting involved and making a positive change within the community. Other elements of practical value within the video consist of the platform offering money-savvy promotions and deals whilst using the app. For example, the offer of earning 10% back of the money you deposit into your account benefits yourself, as well as discounted offers I showcased during my visit to Sefton Park Food and Drink Festival that act as an attractive, practical incentive, encouraging viewers to download the app and begin using it. On the other hand, during the same time available, the video delivering the lowest degree of user engagement was Media Society, where dominant factors of emotion and stories may have dissuaded viewers from actively engaging with the video. Therefore, having been centred around the history of the tight-knit community of Vauxhall, its illustrious yet forgotten heritage, and the no longer recognisable Scotland Road situated on the periphery of Liverpool city centre, viewers from afar may have found the content hard to relate to, or perhaps irrelevant to them. However, having been very much a celebration of what once was a thriving area of the city, the video held the purpose of bringing a fresh face to the Scottie Press news publication that has kept the identities of Vauxhall and its people very much still alive over the 30 years it has been running. With this in mind, the inclusion of stories and emotion hopefully evokes some form of what Berger notes as positive and negative arousal. Therefore, whether exerting feelings of nostalgia or sympathy amongst viewers from Merseyside, we thought incorporating both aspects would make for a prevalent contrast. This was hopeful for viewers who were familiar with the area in the past and how its transformation has changed the lives of many of its inhabitants, combining with the lifting sense of unity we tried to create in order to get viewers behind what the Scottie Press still stands for in empowering a still very much relevant generation of local people. With regards to the overall dynamics and performance of my respective groups, I will draw upon Smith's and Katzenbach's team types, demonstrating how I believe our groups evolved as the projects progressed. Integral to the happenings of my group, our responsibilities and the way in which leadership was formed, I will also make reference to Tuckman's group relationships model to demonstrate how the roles within my groups were established, or sadly perhaps dictated amongst areas, affecting the overall end product of the videos that were published for our portfolio. As discussed before, our Media Society video encapsulates the need for Colu, an alternative way of paying, offering appealing customer rewards, rewarding them for giving back to and supporting local retailers on Merseyside. The video captures 3 parts of the city, and after pitching the idea to our Colu clients about the app's geographically diverse and flexible use, I felt it was crucial to display the use of Colu as not only incredibly beneficial to the city centre, but also to suburban areas of Liverpool and events that occur outside of the hustle and bustle of recognised retail hotspots. In this video, my group and I split the video up into 3 interlinking sections. We began in the city centre, setting the scene with time-lapse and establishing photography shots of Liverpool's bohemian foodie heaven Bold Street, and the endless Colu advertisements that plaster almost every cafe, restaurant and shop down it. Known for its plethora of independent retailers and eateries in abundance, we interviewed an employee from the thriving local cafe, East Avenue Bakehouse, and where we displayed a first-hand Colu transaction, the cafe's fresh and aesthetically pleasing produce, and had Cora give us an interesting insight as to why she believes the app benefits not only their business, but also local independent retailers as a collective. As I previously discussed, after liaising with our Colu client as a group, we felt it was crucial to branch out into suburban areas of the city, showcasing Smith Down Road, the booming Wavertree student hub, now gathering fame for its diverse and plentiful choice of local independent retailers accepting Colu payments. During client briefing, it was clear that the app offers a great deal for students looking to save money. Therefore, we thought Smith Down Road's inclusion would not only deliver the scale of Colu's use, but also appeal to young adults in search of a more efficient way of enjoying local life away from university or the sometimes stressful environment of the city centre. Finally, having paid close attention to Colu's social media announcements, I discovered that the app had further collaborated with local retailers setting up shop for the weekend at Liverpool's annually anticipated Sefton Park Food and Drink Festival. Within the video, we displayed numerous signs of discounted deals the app was advertising during the day, as well as the fantastic produce that was on offer. Having attended the festival myself, and in order to delve further into how these deals worked, I caught up with store runner Niall from White Wolf, allowing viewers a clearer understanding of the types of deals that have been on offer with them during that day. Later on within the video, I felt it was important to showcase another Colu transaction just for further clarity of the workings of the app, also adding authenticity to the positive experience I had had with the app during the day. In terms of calls to action, as I have already discussed, the video contains a couple of instances of Colu transactions, subtly suggesting the simplicity of the app's workings to viewers in order for them to go, download it and begin their account. However, more traditionally, we thought it was vital to end the video with the company slogan, "Be a local," not only adhering to the client brief accurately, but also to provide legitimacy to our video. Within the end credits of the video, we included calls to action regarding Colu's social media pages, highlighting and encouraging viewers to interact with the company's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages to keep up to date with any deals or general announcements, enhancing the chances of greater user engagement with not just the app itself, but the content of its online presence. In promoting this video, and after liaising with our clients at Colu, we identified our main target audience as broadly the general public of Merseyside, considering the app only functions here within the UK for the time being. However, we also thought it was imperative to attract a younger target audience, predominantly being students, considering the app's money-savvy characteristics, as well as the overriding stereotype and reality of students needing as much financial support as they can possibly get. In order to reach this audience, we again covered the most prolific student area of Liverpool, as well as events of mutual interest such as Sefton Park Food and Drink Festival. More importantly, however, as a generation so reliant and active amongst digital media, we use social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram to our advantage, in which I personally asked friends, family and followers to like, comment and share the video across the 3 different platforms. I generated a relatively successful user response with my Facebook promotion status, gaining 18 likes, 2 comments and 7 shares, and my Twitter tweet which produced 3 retweets and 6 likes. In comparison to my first semester projects, these user engagement numbers may appear low on the surface. However, I still deem this a success, as this second part of my portfolio was a much less personal reflection of myself, having been a team effort rather than an individual project. The subject matter and purpose were also contrasting, which left further margin for passive engagement, as having moved away from home for university, a large amount of people viewing my content may have deemed it irrelevant as they are not able to use Colu where they are situated. The video managed 162 views, 10 likes, 2 comments and 12 shares, however drove no subscriptions to the channel, which may have resulted from us failing to call this to action within the video. In relation to Neon and Helmsley's model of the speed at which a video spreads, the peak of the video fell 2 days before our promotion week was due to come to an end, suggesting that our final push of social media promotion, an element of Granite Better's strong ties, can be deemed a success, as this suggests, as a group we were persistent in our promotion throughout the week before the final deadline. The majority of our viewers came from the UK and the US, however we had viewers from Israel as well. Having American and Israeli family on social media personally, this reinforces the success of our strong ties. However, weak ties can also be identified as a success, as international students within my group promoted our video on WeChat, an Asian social media platform that enabled us to attract viewers from the likes of Japan and Taiwan. It is also interesting to note that 62% of our playback sources were external, again suggesting the importance of our striking social media promotion as strong ties in encouraging our viewers to interact with our video there and then, rather than perhaps scroll past or add it to a watch later queue. With regards to responsibilities and the general functionings of our group, as the only native speaker within the group, I naturally undertook a leading role. However, my role became positively more independent as the project ran its course. Therefore, my leadership swiftly became less of a dictatorship, as my group and I regularly met and established roles and a greater understanding as a group together. This adheres to Tuckman's model, as having delegated jobs to my team, as I was able to take more of a backroom leadership position, independently organising and conducting all the interviews and doing the majority of the filming, whilst my teammates devised the script, the social media plan, and generally oversaw my work whilst I edited the production. With regards to Katzenbach and Smith's team types model, I believe as unfamiliar colleagues, we began as a working group, partaking in group meetings regularly to come to an agreement over ideas. However, we eventually became a real team by the trust we put into each other to independently carry out our delegated responsibilities efficiently and promptly, having all been fully accountable for the jobs we were given. To conclude my analysis of our Media Society video, with regards to the video's viral characteristics, I believe the overriding element of Berger's suggested practical value played an integral role in encouraging viewers and engaging with our video, as we portrayed the use of Colu in the simplest, most coherent and familiar way possible, allowing our target audience the chance of grasping how beneficial it can be to them as consumers, as well as the local Merseyside community. In terms of room for improvement, I believe as a group we could have developed a stronger narrative within the video to enhance our chances of further encapsulating the pros of using the app. However, I believe our promotion through social media conforming to Granite Vetter's strong and weak ties proved overly successful. Turning to the second video of my portfolio, our media culture production aimed to pay appreciation, raise awareness and attempt to broaden the target audience of newspaper publication Scottie Press. Having earlier discussed, the video encapsulates the rich heritage Scotland Road possesses, having been famed for its thriving community all those years ago. However, more importantly, the video aims to capture the unity that the Scottie Press news publication still brings to this day, still ever representative and important to a community that in the face of adversity has maintained its sense of togetherness after their beloved Scotland Road was subject to major transformation and industrial action over the last 30 years. In this video, we have showcased exclusive archival photography and footage from Scotland Road's historical community in order to evoke a sense of nostalgia and what Berger would consider positive arousal amongst viewers watching, even if they were not directly associated with the area of Vauxhall itself. The video begins with a collage of these photos and the opening of a Scottie Press archival journal that we were able to delve into whilst visiting the office. This book later closes, symbolising the end of a journey-style narrative in which we tried to create. The video is decorated with archival photographs and footage throughout, as well as establishing shots of the road itself now and the neighbourhoods parallel to it. After liaising with Joel, our client represent from Scottie Press, we came to an agreement that it was integral to gain first-hand insight from local residents. Having taken this on board, we interviewed Kevin McMullen, owner of one of the road's only remaining pubs, who provides an authentic and powerful intuition into the history of the road itself, as well as the appreciation residents have for the Scottie Press keeping their identities, unity and culture alive. In terms of calls to action, unfortunately our video doesn't contain any. Having been shoved to the periphery of the editing process, I was personally unable to influence this and feel as though this was imperative to have called the publication's Facebook page and website to action in order to encapsulate the contemporary revamp that we were briefed on attempting to accomplish. Therefore, this inhibited us from enabling the Scottie Press with a greater digital appeal in an attempt to widen its target audience. In promoting this video, our main target audience was generally the people of Merseyside. However, we thought it was crucial to focus on accurately representing what Vauxhall, its people, its heritage, and how the Scottie Press up until the present day has remained loyal in keeping the community together. To reach this audience, again the inclusion of local resident insights such as Kevin McMullen provided a powerful and authentic centre for our production, allowing the video to remain clear that the Scottie Press is and always has been for the people. Further afield, we created a social media promotion strategy, delegating which platforms we were to cover, including Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for the natives of our group, whilst our international colleagues used platforms again such as WeChat. I was assigned with Twitter and offered my followers the link with the option to like, comment and share the video. With reference to Granavetta, this proved a strong tie as it received 11 retweets and 10 likes, mostly from close friends, family and acquaintances. The video managed 132 views, 12 likes, 6 comments and 8 shares, however drove no subscriptions to the channel, the likelihood being our group's reluctance to include the relevant calls to action during the editing process. Returning to Neon and Helmsley's concepts surrounding video growth, our video view count peaked during the second day of promotion. However, there was again a distinct rise in view count the day before our week of promotion was complete, a theme Neon and Helmsley may describe as afterlife. This suggests that our last push in promoting our videos perhaps proved successful, reigniting user engagement levels before the week had finished. In terms of viewer geography, it is also interesting to note that our video was viewed in Canada, Australia and Malaysia, suggesting that using Granavetta's weak ties in public and widespread social media platforms such as Twitter provided global distribution and user engagement. Additionally, strong ties such as sharing amongst private social media profiles such as Facebook and perhaps Instagram most likely encouraged the majority of viewers being from the UK due to the closer social links. However, we can also challenge this as 95% of our viewers watched the video directly on the YouTube page, suggesting that embedded links within social media sites such as Facebook were inefficient, however links via Twitter or Instagram could be deemed a success. With regards to the functioning of our group, I believe there was serious need for improvement. With reference to Katzenbach and Smith's team types model, I believe we began as a pseudo team and very limited progress in communications, relationships and delegations suggests we remained one throughout the course of the project. Therefore, 3 out of the 5 members of the group decided it was best to isolate themselves in order to hold a firmer grasp over proceedings, eliminating other members of the group from having an efficient input or influence over the final edit, which personally did not reflect my true ability or capability. Discussing Tuckman's model, our group did not conform and no leader was identified as jobs were delegated individually without clarity. In terms of room for improvement, an almost instant hostility amongst the group disrupted group meetings or prevented group meetings from taking place whatsoever, so there wasn't a clear agreement nor understanding of a vision until we were actually on-site filming. In terms of my personal contributions to the production, I constructed and conducted the interview with Kevin McMullen, as well as obtaining a wide selection of digital archival footage from Joel at Scottie Press. I was also responsible for writing the script as well as narrating it and played an important role in grasping establishing shots of Scotland Road and the area of Vauxhall generally. Sadly, I seem to have been relieved of my duties when it came to having an input within the editing of our production, which I found incredibly frustrating having had such a wonderful vision for the video's potential structure. To conclude my analysis on our media culture video, I believe Berger's stories and emotion steps played an imperative part within the production's narrative, successfully encapsulating the unity, historical rich heritage and the Scottie Press's duty of still representing a generation under threat of becoming forgotten. In terms of room for improvement, I feel as though our video could have been produced in a more fitting and professional manner, having used the more powerful footage from the interview that I carefully selected. I also feel as though the group dynamic was problematic and greater communication, delegation and particularly compromise would have delivered a higher quality video. If you enjoyed this video essay, leave a like, comment and subscribe to our channel for more coming soon. This has been Jack from Mediapool. Thank you for watching.